Hi guys, Luke here and welcome to another FIFA 19 video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 92 rated UEFA Champions League Team of the Knockout Stage card, Gerard Pique. His card looks pretty decent and he did cost me exactly 110,000 coins, and in the 4 games that I played him with, he didn't score me any goals or get me any assists. But he does have a 3-star weak foot as well as 2-star skill moves. Then moving on to his in-game stats, his main standout stats are going to be his 90 reactions, his 92 strength, his 98 marking, and finally his 95 interceptions. And I had the anchor chem stat applied to the Gerard Pique card, and I have to say, on the face of it, this card looks kind of decent, but then when you look at his in-game stats, there are a few stats to be concerned of. First of all, 72 stamina isn't fantastic. His balance and agility, whilst they're not critical to be very high for a centre-back, they're still not very good, and also his pace looks not very good at the same time. But however, when you look at his defending, listen to this, with the anchor chem style, all of his defending stats go to 99. That's literally prime icon moments, Maldini standard, or team of the year, Van Dijk, or Varane, or even Sergio Ramos standard, which is absolutely fantastic. And also his strength is really good as well. Decent height at 6'4". I also want to quickly touch on his work rate at a high medium, guys. Obviously that's not fantastic, a high attack of work rate on a centre back, but actually in game didn't notice that to be a problem at all, and I never use instructions on my cards ever, so personally I don't think his work rate's that bad whatsoever. Obviously it doesn't look the best on the card, but in game didn't feel bad. Let's look through his pros though, because actually I thought this was a really good card, and I think for 110,000 coins, I'll say it straight away, it's worth it. It's just whether you guys want to go and buy this 92 card now or wait for like his 97 team of the season card, which obviously La Liga is typically the 3rd team of the season that's usually released after the community vote and after the Premier League, and maybe like the Championship as well. But the Championship's typically released like midweek or something like that. It's like the 3rd big team of the season La Liga usually comes in as, which will be in about 3 to 4 weeks time, I reckon. So you can either wait for this one, but wait for that one. But at the same time, this 92 card, I'll tell you guys straight away, it's definitely worth it. I think it's a really good top quality card. He actually surprised me how good he was. I was playing him in Division 3 FUT Rivals, and I was very impressed with him indeed. I'll definitely be buying his team this season, there's no question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy his team of the season, and Sol Campbell will go into my second team. That's what's going to happen, because I don't think his team season will be more than 500, 600k personally, because I still don't think his pace will be insane. I think his pace might be in the mid-70s with his team of the season card, so I think a lot of people will be put off by that. But honestly, I don't think you should be put off by his pace whatsoever, because I don't think it's that bad at all. It's not fantastic, but it's not really bad at the same time. Anyway, let's talk through his main pros. First one's going to be his strength at the height of 6'4", fantastic already. His aggression goes to 90 with the anchor chem style. His strength goes to 97. More than capable of being able to bully players off the ball and stuff like that, which is obviously fantastic. His second pro is going to be his tackling. Fantastic tackling stats, obviously, as I mentioned before. All of them go to 99 with the anchor chem style. And even before the anchor chem style, all they're in the mid-90s, apart from his heading accuracy, which is still at 89. So that's absolutely insane. His slide tackle, his stand tackle, and his interceptions in particular, all were very good and noticeable in-game. Absolutely fantastic. Really locked down the defense with Laurent Blanc. Very good partnership with him. And yeah, just didn't put a foot wrong when it came to tackling. His final pro is also going to be his passing, which is one thing I really like. He's able to bring the ball out of dangerous play. He's able to, make those initial passes to start off, little attacks and stuff like that. He's got the 88 short passing and 86 long passing, which is obviously very nice. And I'm not saying go and use him as a CDM or anything like that, but it's always nice when a centre-back does have good passing. I don't think Campbell's got the best passing from memory, and that's something that he does lack in, but Pique doesn't, and that's obviously very good. And when you get to team season cards, those passing stats are going to be in the mid-90s, and his vision is going to probably be in the low 80s, which is going to be fantastic. But yeah, once again, passing wise, all very good. In terms of cons, there aren't any cons to him. Stamina, obviously 72 stamina isn't fantastic, but actually for a centre back, stamina doesn't matter as much as what it would do for an attacker. So 72 stamina, I didn't see it as much of a problem. Now, obviously, I didn't go through a whole FUT champs run with this guy, but Division 3 FUT Rivals is still very competitive gameplay, and I don't recall his stamina being an issue whatsoever. Also, balance and agility, yes, I won't lie to you guys, he does feel a little bit clunky, but again, that's natural for a centre-back. Does he feel clunky than more centre-backs? Like, he is on the more clunky side compared to most centre-backs that I use, but actually I think at the same time, still for the card they're getting for 110,000 coins, he's not going to be perfect. You can't really compare him with an icon too much, because they should be better cards, but yeah, a tiny bit clunky, but nothing to be concerned about in my opinion. And also pace-wise, he obviously toned down pace at the start of this FIFA. So many players lost like loads amount of pace and stuff like that, and this Pique card, whilst he's not quick, he doesn't have to be quick at the same time, because of how good his tackling stats are and how good his strength stats are, his positioning and stuff like that, defensive on the defense and stuff like that. you don't really need his pace to be insane. Obviously, it'd be a nice extra benefit if it wasn't. There were certain situations where he would get outpaced and stuff like that, but that's going to happen over time, when you're coming up against other top players and stuff like that. But actually, overall, I would not let this pace put you off this card. Honestly, I don't think it's much of an issue. If I had to compare him with the regular gold Ramos as well, because someone asked me to compare him to regular gold Ramos, first of all, much cooler card design, and probably overall, apart from maybe pace and stuff like that, I honestly think this card's a more complete card than the regular Ramos. Obviously, I'm not talking about the special Ramos cards, but compared to the regular Ramos, I think I'd rather have this card in my team. I just think he's a more complete player, and it's just a good card, and honestly, I cannot wait for his Team of the Season cards to be released. But anyway, guys, that is going to finish up this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.